libation to the ancestor for their wisdom and understanding, whose shoulder we stand on today in order to carry out the struggle that they started and we must finish. I pour libation. I pour libation to all the heroes and sheroes that fought our enemy to the death that we must fight today. I pour libation. I pour libation to the warrior spirit of our ancestors to continue this fight until we have victory. I pour libation. I pour libation to the teachers and the wise men that taught us to use our brain and to liberate ourselves with our kindness and our skill as black warrior. I pour libation. I pour libation to the deity of our ancestor and all their honor, Ra, Haru, and Icy. I pour libation to those, the unseen, that could always be seen. I pour libation to them. And I pour libation to the youth that is coming to continue this fight if our victory don't come in our time. I pour libation. And with that, I welcome the ancestors and I welcome everybody in the what they call this? The cyberspace. The one that's out there. I invite y'all to the African village where we have here at King Solomon every Sunday. I invite y'all to listen and understand. And with the ancestor here, we will get on with our topic for the day. I would like to thank the drummer for the drum call. I would like to call Sister Naya up right now. Thank y'all for coming. I want to thank the drummer and them because I know y'all time is tight for the coming through because Mangay's supposed to have been here. And you know, Mangay is Mangay. Okay, but give thanks, man. All right, respect.
All right, this tonight. Ultimate flag. Yeah. Or the president. Okay, you can do it, Brother Moore. And then y'all want to do it. Huh?
Oh, great sister.
Sister, come by the point. Speak about it.
Oh, you know.
Oh, it's right this way.
Oh, I took your word.
No, that's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Peace. Greetings, Africans. My name is Sister Tanaya, and I greet you with one God, one aim, and one destiny. Africa. For the Africans. Those at home. And those abroad. Keep your right African fist high as the African spirit. Please stand for the ode to the UNIA flag written by the Honorable Amy Jakes Garvey. Here's to this flag of mine. The red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright. Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it. Great nations shall know of it. In time to come. Red blood shall flow of it. Great flag of mine. Here's to the black of it.
Here's to the black of it.
400 million back of it.
400 million back of it.
Whose destiny depends on it.
Whose destiny depends on it.
The great flag of mine.
Great flag of mine.
Here's to the green of it.
Here's to the green of it.
Young men shall dream of it.
Young men shall dream of it.
Face shot and shells of it.
Face shot and shells of it.
Waving so high.
Waving so high.
Here's to the whole of it.
Here's to the whole of it.
Colors brought and pole of it.
Colors brought and whole of it.
Pleased is my soul with it.
Pleased is my soul with it.
Regardless of what is told of it.
Regardless of what is told of it.
Great flag of mine.
Great flag of mine.
Ashe. 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 Also, Africans, please stand, please stand. I have the honor and the pleasure of introducing to you Sir Isaiah Mortar, Division 401 here in Chicago, UNIA ACL's President Marua Farrell of Sir Isaiah Mortar, Division 401 will greet you today. Please welcome Brother President. Come to the podium, brother. Come to the podium.
Yes, Brother Marua.
One God, one aim, one destiny. Oh, I didn't come here to, I came to support Black people doing work for Black people. Anybody who's doing work for Black people deserves our support. Thank you for allowing me to come in and speak in King Solomon's mind.
Sir.
We're talking about the African village.
Right.
I know when I walk by and I seen the red, black, and green and gold outside, I said, oh, wait a minute. It looked like something is going on in there that I need to be a part of. So I took a chance, y'all. And I decided to walk in the door and to come on in. And when I came in, I seen African people that I know and I love and I trust. I said, wow, it's a trip how the Creator will lead you to a place where you never thought you was coming. And when you get there, you realize that you are and you have always been there. Because my people is me. I am my people. I'm Marua Farrell, president of Division 401, Sir Isaiah Mortar Division here in Chicago, Illinois. And I am what we like to call in our, I guess it could be almost slang dialect, right?
Right.
I am what you call a Garveyite. I'm a Garveyite, y'all. It's no ifs, ands, or but about it when I come around that I want people to realize that a Garveyite is here. And it being a Garveyite, I understand and I know that unification is the only solution. There's no other solution than unification if we're talking about changing the conditions of Black people. If we don't unify as a people, y'all, if we don't come together as a people, we are doomed. And in fact, we deserve what we get.
That's right. Teach, Brother President, teach.
Things will not change, and we want somebody else to change things for us. I hear a lot of times we do a whole lot of moaning and crying and complaining about our conditions. We sit around and we start talking about, well, you know, the white man do this, and the Arab man do this, and the Korean man do this. And then we get to start talking about, and the Africans do this, and the Caribbeans do this. And we start blaming everybody. We point the finger here. But we don't realize that when I'm pointing one finger at you, right, I got three pointing back at me.
That's right, teach.
I cannot sit around and talk about what somebody ain't doing for me.
That's right.
Because see, I'm a grown man.
Right.
I'm not a kid.
Right.
I'm not a child anymore.
That's right.
I'm a grown man.
Right.
Which means don't nobody have the responsibility of housing, sheltering, feeding, or clothing me. That's my responsibility. What I look like going to another man telling him my house ain't right. I need for you to take care of me. My wife is not right. My children ain't right. What I look like asking somebody else to do for me, what I can do for myself. And I'm saying that black people, if we stand up and we unify and we come together, there's nothing that we can't accomplish.
That's right. And
it's going to take work now. That's right. Now, I know a lot of us want to do a lot of talking, but not a lot of work. It's time for us to make sure that the shoes in the tongue in our shoes match the tongue in our mouth. It's what they used to say on 79. Don't talk about it, be about it. Right. Don't tell me, show me. So black people, I love black people. And I love being black. And if you love black people and you love being black, then act like you love them.
That's right.
Love is an action word. Love is not described in words, not defined in words, but in deeds. Love ain't what you say. Love is what you do. So I challenge everybody within the hearing of my voice to prove and to show and to demonstrate that you love black people.
Yes, sir.
Love on us.
That's right.
Let's love on us till we get freedom, justice, and equality, till we get redemption and liberation. Love on us until Africa is free.
That's right.
When Africa is free, then Africans will be free.
That's right.
And I know some people say, well, we don't want to talk about that. What about us who born in America? What about the black man and woman born in America? Well, if you have a kid in the oven, don't mean you had biscuits.
Right.
So no matter where an African is born, he's still African.
Say it again about the kid in the oven.
I said.
That's right. Say it again.
If you have a kitten, if a cat have kittens in the oven, don't make them biscuits.
Right.
They're not gonna meow, they ain't gonna scratch, they ain't gonna chase mice, they ain't gonna do none of that. Matter of fact, a biscuit ain't nothing but sweat, something to eat. Mm-hmm. So I challenge everybody with the hearing of my voice, within the hearing of my voice, to let's love on our people, y'all. Let's show them that we love. And love, right? That sacrifice is not no weak sacrifice. Because the hardest people to love sometimes is your own. We forgive everybody else, but we have a problem with forgiving our own. We'll come around and we don't have a problem. Abdullah or Chi or whoever it is, right, can overcharge us, sell us bad food and all that. We continue to go back in there. And then the first time he give us 10 cents off of a price, we become real loyal to him. So I'm saying let's be loyal to African people. Let's be loyal to black people. And with that, y'all, thank you all for allowing me to share my words. Again, one God, one aim, one destiny.
Well, give thanks to our illustrious president. I call him my president, General. I know you don't like that. Here in Chicago. No disrespect to Brother Duncan, but it's the president general here in Chicago for all our organizations, not just UNIA, but the Vice Lords, Stones. We all got a coalition of Black empowerment. So I thank you. Give thanks to our brother Jasil, our chief elder of Sankore African Society. He is our chief elder. We're here at Solomon's Mines. I want to invite you to come to our African Village meeting every Sunday at 2:00. I know we're late getting started, but I'm glad we did wait because we got our brother Marua to come in and we wanted to hear from him and our drummers. So we thank you so much. for coming to African Village. I greet all our brothers in the Gambia and Mali who are listening. We've been blessed to start a chapter in the Gambia, start a chapter in Mali, chapter in Nigeria. We got a chapter in Ghana. So I give thanks to all of y'all. So I give homage to our African ancestors. I give homage to Men's and Akhenaten. I pay homage to Queen Nefertiti and Queen Nzinga. I pay homage to Nana Santawa, Queen Nandi. I pay homage to Sundiata Keita, my namesake, and Kanku Musa. I pay homage to Shaka Zulu. I give homage to our struggle here in America of our ancestors who fought to resist this no good cracker. I pay homage to Nat Turner and Denmark Vesey and Gabriel Prosser and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. But if I knew every word in the dictionary, which I don't, no words can express my gratitude for a man I want to pay homage to today. That is the Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey. I thank him for his grandson, Omawali Malcolm X. I thank him for Elijah Muhammad, because all of these people were produced by the Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey. F what you heard, we're going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So today's subject is Garvey, Malcolm, and the Nation of Islam. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, goddammit. I didn't come to play around with you. I didn't come to pussyfoot, as Dr. Collins said. I didn't come to tip to the tulips, and I didn't come to beat around a damn bush. We came to speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because Malcolm's name has been slandered. The truth is not being told. The Homage in America struggle today. The greatest, boldest black leader, the hell what the ADOS say, is the Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey. He had the right vision, the right concept to say, we as Africans must unite. We can't get clickers. ADOS is nothing but gang banging. Black Americans. Some of our African brothers gang banging. We are African people. We don't need no damn permission from no continental Africans. But all due respect, I tell you, we ain't African. If I can be born in America, robbed of my name, my language, my culture, my religion, my God, my folkways, my norways, and my norm, and goddamn it, I can put on a dashiki and wear African clothes and take an African name. You can't tell me I ain't no damn African. And you over, and a lot of our brothers over there kissing the white man's behind, placate to the Arabs. We lost over here and you lost over there. So Sankore African society is meant to bring us up and unite us. As Mr. Garvey said. The Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey, I want you to beg. I'm going to try to take my time and get all, I got notes. And then, you know, my eyesight ain't so good. So I got my notes here. So you see me pick up this paper and look, I don't want to miss anything. But a man was born in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica, in 1887. And his father was Maroon, Marcus Garvey Sr. And he comes from that great traditions because the Maroons gave the white man hell. So through the Maroons who suffered so much in Jamaica, they longed and they seek to one day the ancestors and the Most High would bring an answer to their prayers, and this young man was born Marcus Messias Garvey. He began to travel, and he saw, no matter where he went throughout the Caribbean, that the black man was on the bottom. He was asking, where are men of high affairs? Where's our king? Where's our queen? Where's our military at? He became a master printer. He was a master orator. He studied the dictionary. He would bet his friends that they couldn't pick a word in the dictionary he don't hardly know. And so in 1914, he formed the Universal Negro Improvement Associations and African Communities League. And he formed it in Jamaica. His first wife, Amy Ashwood, was a big help to him. But he's saying that he needed to get to America because he began to study Mr. Booker T. Washington, who had formed Tuskegee University. And so in 1916, he traveled to America. And as he came in 1916, he would go out in Harlem, and he would stand on the step ladder and say to us, "Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will." He would say to you, "Don't you feel inferior to the white man? What men have done, God damn it, men can do. Don't let the white man mock you," he would say. "Here's a man that crawled around on his all fours, didn't know how to cook his food, didn't know how to bury his dead. A savage eating a cannibal. Nasty, filthy, dirty, and dusty, and the black man pulled the white man up. I dare you, Marcus," he would say. "While you were wearing silks in Africa, they didn't know how to cook their food." So he had this teaching. And he went on a 38-city speaking tour, setting up divisions all across the United States, the Caribbean, Costa Rica, Brazil, South Africa. And he formulated businesses. He said, "We don't want our women feeling inferior. The black woman's beautiful." As you hear our brother College say, which Garvey had a lot to influence, "Give me a black goddess sister, I can't resist her. No stringy haired, blonde haired, blue-eyed, grafted, recessive, depressive, ironing board backside. Straight up, no, straight up, straight down, no frills, no thrills. Miss 6 o'clock, subject to have the itch. Mutanoid, cockazoid, white K bitch." That includes Kim Kardashian, goddammit. That includes all these white men you dream all the mouth of. He taught the black woman to be admired, so he had poetry for the black women. Taught them to style themselves. You know, they had their own hair care products. He built the black doll factory. Because he didn't want black babies playing with little cracker baby dolls. He wanted you to learn to love yourself. So he said, "We want you to have baby dolls in your image." He built black churches to say, even though we were raised first, but if you're going to have God, make God in your image, damn it. How you going to think you somebody and you looking at a blonde-haired, blue-eyed peckerwood on the goddamn cross? White angels with, as Khalid Muhammad would say, with some Colonel Sanders chicken wings on his back. So he had the Christian Orthodox Church, Pan-African Christian. Was it Pan-African Christian, Brother Moreau? African Christian Orthodox Church. He took the black rabbis and taught them to worship God in the image. So he had Brother Rabbi Ford. Muslims don't worship no sand rat. Learn to love yourself. So he influenced Noble Jew Ali. He influenced Elijah Muhammad. This is way back in the early 1916, 17, going into the 20s. He had laundromats, grocery stores, had a school for our children from 8th grade to kindergarten so they could be taught the right way. In the white man's school, they talking about little black Sambo and little black Mumbo and little black Jumbo. The Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey had schools for our babies. He had the Black Star Line so we can trade with ourselves. Check my notes just a quick second. I want to miss nothing that this the Honorable Marcus Messias Garvey gave. He had the Black Cross nurses. Let me show you something. Black Cross nurses. Yes. He met a man or a man that was attracted to his teachings was Earl Little and Louise Little. They met in Canada, where Mr. Earl Little's cousin was the commissioner of the UNIA. I got that name, Brother Moore might knows the name, but he was a commissioner. They met there, got married, and they had children. And one child that Earl seen was exceptionally gifted was Brother Malcolm. And he would take Malcolm, because Earl was a high commissioner, he was a commissioner, he was putting UNIA chapters everywhere he went. And he would take Malcolm as he was preaching revolutionary preaching. Do for self, love thyself, race first. And Malcolm would go with his father, and Malcolm would come back and could say his father's speech line by line. Louise made it mandatory. Louise made it mandatory that the children studied the Negro World. Negro World was the greatest publication that we ever had. Better than Jet, better than Ebony, better than Defender, the Pittsburgh Courier, better than Muhammad Speaks and the Final Call newspaper, all put together. Because it was race first. All over the world. So Malcolm was bad at that age. And because Earl was so revolutionary, the Klan killed our brother. But his mother hung on, and she still kept up, because the juvenile division of the UNIA, they were some bad young people, man. Because we understood, one thing Marcus Garvey understood, he said, is they trumped up bogus charges against him. They said, it's all over with now. He said, it's only begun. You may have got the lion, but there's some cubs in the bush. So this strong foundation, and we know that Elijah Muhammad was a student of Marcus Garvey. Our President General said, it was I think with Brother Harvey. President Harvey said that he was a corporal in the Universal African Legion. See? So he took Garvey's teachings, as we go into Elijah Muhammad now, he took Garvey's teachings and Islamized it. Let me show you something. What's the difference? This is the MGT. This is his daughter, I think, Ethel. Or that's Lottie. That's Lottie. This is the MGT. What's the difference? So, as Elijah Muhammad began to form the Nation of Islam in the 30s, Garvey was still around, but they had deported him. He went to prison in 1925 and was given a pardon in 27 to get him out the country. Destroyed the movement. So they were able to capitalize and hijack off that movement, and now comes the Nation of Islam. But Elijah Muhammad was not teaching Islam. He was teaching Garveyism, black nationalism, right? Race first to a degree, but he made himself a god. He said the black man is God. When you're looking at yourself, you're looking at God. But the hierarchy is obey the messenger. Obedience, as they talk, to the messenger of Allah is obedience to God himself. He taught, he controlled the weather. So he made himself a god. He made himself a religious dictator. I love the brother, but it's the truth. Because whatever that man said, that's what it was. In the UNIA, Marcus Garvey was almost voted out one time. They had a parent body. They had elders, Constitution. So what? No, just do what you want to do. So as he built up, he built the FOI up. The FOI was the African Legion. Marcus Garvey, you saw the documentary? I meant to have a picture of the African Legion. You saw this, the FOI. If you watch the documentary, they talk about Captain Mills, how Garvey had a military called the Universal African Legion. So he formed the Universal African Legion, and then Elijah Muhammad formed the FOI, but with a religious dictatorship behind that authority. So the FOI, MGT, GCC, and he said Islam. It's so much so that when they see you in the dashika, they say, Assalamu alaikum, brother. And we know, and this is no disrespect, Ramadan Mubarak to our African brothers, that Islam had nothing to do with race first, nothing to do with black nationalism. It is the following of the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. That's what it said. That's it. That's all. There is nothing to do with race or buying for self, doing for self. That all comes from Garvey. And that is what attracted the masses of people. He did not attract the masses of people with a prayer rug and some beads. Or he did not attract black people with the Holy Quran. I'm not knocking the Holy Quran. I'm not saying nothing wrong with the Quran. Again, race first, your religion, as Marcus Garvey said, that's your business. But black people were attracted for the black do-for-self message that Marcus Garvey popularized. But yet they took it and said it's Islam and obey the messenger. So you would see in all the homes, as dictators do, a big picture of Elijah Muhammad. Look at a dictator. Look at what's the Korean boy's name over there? Over in North Korea. Everywhere you go, it's his picture up there. Yeah. Mao Zedong, he became a little bit of a dictator. His picture was all over. So that's what happened. So now comes the brother Malcolm X. Brother Malcolm young. Brother Malcolm on fire. He had been a criminal. He had been a robber. He had been a pimp. He'd been a dope pusher. And he went to prison. And while in prison, his brothers took to Elijah Muhammad's teachings because it was so much like Garveyism. And they approached Malcolm with it. And Elijah Muhammad became a surrogate father because remember, Malcolm had lost his father at 6 years old. And he stepped in and embraced him and showed him love. See? And won that young man over. Now, let me say this to you. When you have dictators, it's a lot like the pimp game. Now, I'm not knocking this philosophy. I don't dislike Elijah Muhammad. I love the brother. He was brilliant. But it was a dictatorship. And we're not going to get free out of white supremacy with a dictatorship. But why do I compare a dictator to the pimp game? The pimp, he see a young sister. Oh, mama, you looking bad. You beautiful. Oh, wow. Girl, you look so good. I'll drink your bath water. She may have been abused. No, he shouldn't be abusing you, baby. I'll take care of you. Come on, let's go to the store. Let me buy you whatever you want. You want that purse? Pick it up. You know, I love you, baby. I love you. Right? I'm here if we're going to do something together. Look here, mom, I got a vision, baby. I got a vision. And she falls in love with the pimp. And then the pimp comes to her, look here, mama, you know, man, I'm a little low on bread, you dig? So, you see old Joe over there? I just want you to kick it with him. You know, you ain't got to sleep with him. Just go kick it with him and hang out with him. And, you know, and he gonna give us some bread. But I don't want him to think, come on, baby, just do it. She goes and gets with the man and dates him. Then later on, when he comes on down, now he wanted to start turning tricks to bring him back the money because she put a vision. He built her up, but yet he pimped her for a cause. And a religious dictator tells you the black man's God, tells you all this, but guess what? It's all on his terms. He can't be questioned. He can't be challenged. This is contradictory with Marcus Garvey talk. I'm standing up for Garvey today, God damn it. Garvey did not teach religious dictatorship. He taught that no one man or woman is above the conditions of his or her race. Not no damn messenger. Not no soothsayer. Not no nigga that told you he's at Wendy's eating a double cheeseburger and God spoke to him. No, so you are not above the people. So he built Malcolm up and Malcolm was on fire. Malcolm was teaching all over. When Malcolm came in the Nation of Islam, they had about 400 members. So he went to Harlem, preaching hard. Went into prisons, preaching hard. He built up thousands and thousands of members in the Nation of Islam. And guess what? He had a cabinet that helped him. You got to understand something now. 1960, the 60s, 50, 60, Garvey Ice was still around. Garvey had, guess what? 11 million followers. Maybe more. So those followers, with all Garvey's headquarters, what was in Harlem? Where did all they go? A lot of them went to the Nation of Islam. But to his great confidants, his great teacher was Carlos Cooks, who was a Garveyite, and Dr. John Henry Clark, Garveyite. So as Malcolm built it up, it was Malcolm X that started the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. It was Malcolm X that got the press and got the hate that hate produced. He built it up. He was so dedicated and loyal to Elijah Muhammad. So dedicated. He would get speaking engagements where he would get almost like $10,000 and give it all to the nation. His autobiography. He said the proceeds should go to the Nation of Islam. Now the FBI saw this. Old slack-jaw faggot, Gay Edgar Hoover, a slack-jaw white faggot. We can't talk, well, I got to be careful. We can't talk about white homosexuals now. Garvey didn't like homosexuals either. I'm telling you that. Not that he hates the homosexual, he hates the actions of homosexuality because you're not made that way by nature, black man. You didn't find no slack-jaw faggots in Africa. They didn't have butt buddies in Africa. But here was a butt buddy, a slack-jaw, hook-nosed, buttermilk complexion, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Maybe he had brown hair, I'm not sure. Cracker, Gay Edgar Hoover. He despised Marcus Garvey, so he worked against Garvey, and he worked against the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X. They started to cause a rift between Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. They would say, here's the leader of the Nation of Islam. And Malcolm would say, no, I'm not the leader. I am a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am a minister of Elijah Muhammad. But people didn't want to hear Elijah Muhammad speak. They wanted to hear Malcolm. No disrespect, but Elijah Muhammad had a speech impediment. He couldn't attract large crowds like Malcolm could. It's no disrespect, but Elijah Muhammad was brilliant, to his own credit. But Malcolm, man, so they started to draw a rift. They put rift between him and the family. The FBI was so wicked and low down that one time Elijah Muhammad, excuse me, once I take a sip of this water. One time Elijah Muhammad was talking on the phone. They had his phone tapped. He said, I'm so sick, because he was very sickly. He had asthmatic bronchitis. He said, I sometimes just feel like, just ending it, taking my life, and just feel like dying. It's just rough. So FBI, listen, they would call him and say, go ahead, old man, kill yourself. So Malcolm would still preach hard and still was going strong, but the rift was getting further and further apart. His family was jealous of Malcolm, because one thing about religious dictatorship, the books are not open. Whatever the messengers say, that's what it is. His family would go into businesses, open up the cash register, and just take money out. His son, I think, Emmanuel, was sleeping with a white woman. Malcolm was true to this thing. So they knew if Malcolm ever became the leader, he put stop to all that foolishness. So the rift was going. The ministers were jealous. Old Calypso Louis Farrakhan, he was jealous too. Fat Joseph, he was jealous. All jealous of Brother Malcolm. Right? So something happened in 1962. Now, Elijah Muhammad taught them, we fight with those who fight with us. As you hear Malcolm say, we're non-violent with people who are non-violent with us, but we're not non-violent with anyone who is violent with us. The police came in and they killed Brother Ronald Stokes in Los Angeles in 1962. And Malcolm wanted to give something to the family, and it was said, Elijah Muhammad said, we didn't kill him. The police should give him the money to take care of the family. It was a great rift. Malcolm wanted to retaliate. Elijah Muhammad said, no, we can't retaliate. I didn't tell you that we weren't going to lose some in our struggle. But they attacked us. I thought you said we fight with those who fight with us. It seems to me that the nation only fights with black people who fight with you or say something about you. Because they didn't attack the white man. The white man got out, that cracker died of old age. Cracker may still be, some of them crackers probably still living now. Mary Yorty in LA, did nobody attack them crackers. So that really upset Malcolm. So then it was rumored before that Elijah Muhammad had babies outside of his marriage with Clara. 9 women. In fact, one of the women that Malcolm wanted to marry, who was Evelyn, they were engaged, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him he couldn't do it. A dictator, tell you who you can marry, what you can't do. She had to be half your age plus 7. So guess what? This is one of the women Elijah Muhammad pulled her and got her pregnant. Now today they say it was the wives. Bull, BS. The women were brought up in a nation of Islam. When you fornicate, they march you up in front of people and say, this brother's out for 1 year for fornication. Can't no believer associate with you. I don't care if it's your mama, you ain't supposed to be talking to. You can have one wife and one wife only. Wasn't no fornication, no adultery, wasn't no girlfriend. In fact, when you have a sister, you got to have a chaperone. So he never had, what was the marriage license for these women? Y'all say wives. What was the ceremony? What the witnesses they got married? What year did they? What day did they get? What's the anniversary date? So he got that sister pregnant. In fact, I can say the sister was excommunicated out the nation. They were put in a paper called whores and all kind of stuff. They had paternity suits against them, but Malcolm had to address all that. But he was still loyal to Elijah Muhammad. Still loyal. So he went to Elijah Muhammad and said, I got to defend this. And of course, what's what dictators and people who say that they're messengers and prophets say is somewhere in the scripture. They got in the Quran, it talks about how, they killed the boy and they give you reasons. So a divine man, that's a good scripture, but a divine man supposedly can do anything. There's some reason why he did it. Because why he did it, he talked to God on a mountain someplace. And God said he can do it. So Malcolm went with that. He went back to Louis Farrakhan, he had ministers he had brought in. Farrakhan was one of them. He spoke to Joseph, a few other ministers, and said he tried to explain how they defended that. Guess what they did? They got on the phone. Dear Holy Apostle, Malcolm is talking about you got women pregnant. It was a rift there. Elijah Muhammad began to think, because they'd already had told him they couldn't trust Malcolm. They already told him that Malcolm would betray him one day, so he started to believe this, right? So Malcolm gave the keynote address, Savior's Day, while Elijah Muhammad was sick. His family called so much, saying, "Did you tell Malcolm he could drive his Cadillac? Malcolm's doing this, Malcolm's doing that." Elijah Muhammad said, "Malcolm, just go on back in New York." Because he stayed, had book speaking engagement. So now the rift was getting farther and farther apart. So John F. Kennedy was assassinated, in 1963, November. Elijah Muhammad told all his ministers, make no statement about the death of the president. And Malcolm was speaking, and I guess Malcolm couldn't help himself. Malcolm said, it's a case of the chickens coming home to roost. And old John Ali was there. They couldn't wait to go back and tell Elijah Muhammad what he said. So Elijah Muhammad decided to suspend him for 90 days. They came out with this coning and buffooning. Put this cracker, this old hook-nosed crack on the front page of their paper and wrote, "The nation mourns the death of our president." And said, Malcolm ain't speaking for us, he's speaking for himself. Put this grinning crack on the front page of his paper. And Elijah Muhammad went on to say, they buck dance around this issue. Don't you talk about Master Kennedy. No, sir. Master Kennedy was a good white man. Master Kennedy is what they literally said. Kennedy was one of the few presidents that spoke up for Negroes, and now you see he assassinated. We mourn the death of our president. Buck dancing for a no good cracker who deserved to die. The same cracker who was hypocritical, let black men and women get dogs sicked on them. These dogs bit the groin of black men, bit the breast of black women, killed our babies, let fire hose on us, and you gonna mourn the death of this goddamn cracker and put Brother Malcolm out? Hell no. So Malcolm, he still tried to be loyal. He went through his 90 days, tried reconciling, tried to make it right. He wrote letters. Elijah Muhammad stopped taking his calls. Elijah Muhammad wouldn't speak to him because he didn't really know what to do. It wasn't about no death or no cracker. It was a split there. He didn't know what to do with Malcolm, if he could trust Malcolm, if Malcolm was going to take over, take his thunder. So he put him on ice. And Malcolm wanted to work for our people. He just couldn't sit still. So he said it first. He said, listen, I've decided to lead the Nation of Islam. I'm still a Muslim, and I'm still a follower of Elijah Muhammad because everything that I know and everything I'm doing is because he influenced me. That one is exact words, but something to that effect. And I think I could best serve outside the nation, inside the nation. So Malcolm left. He traveled to Mecca. And he realized that what they were teaching was not Islam. You could try to make it sound as good as you want to. We know that Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, was a light-skinned Arab. We know that again, black nationalism has nothing to do with it. So Malcolm found it out. They didn't pray like the Orthodox Muslims. The Orthodox Muslims pray 5 times a day. They do rak'ahs. The Nation of Islam didn't do that. They didn't even read the Quran. So again, it was just Garvey's teachings called Islam and made Elijah Muhammad a god. So now that when he found that out, then he connected with Africa because now get this, the Nation of Islam was very anti-African. The Nation of Islam, they forbid you to wear African clothes. It led to MGT where he said, I don't want to catch y'all wearing those gay colors. Not in the sense of homosexual, the bright colors. You won't wear these traditional clothes. The African drum was forbidden. African dance was forbidden. The only dance that you could do was the waltz. That's it. That's all. So now the split was there. So now Malcolm, who had built the Nation of Islam up, made Elijah Muhammad millions of dollars. Now they want to put the man out of his house. Remember, Malcolm left in February or March of 1964. They already started eviction processes a few months later when he decided to leave. But you say Malcolm went to the white man. They went to the master, say, Master, we want to get him off the plantation. We want to get him out that cabin. They went to the white man. So Malcolm fought that. And now they started writing derogatory articles about him in the paper. Paper that he started now. Look at this. Hair chopped off. Someone tried to bomb his car. There were attempts made on his life one time while he was going to see Elijah Muhammad. They were making attempts on his life, calling his home, threatening his wife, threatening his family. They bombed his home. They bombed his home. And Joseph, Captain Joseph, who Malcolm called Fat Joseph, admitted that he did it. Admitted that he did it. Farrakhan's brother Alvin lived right down the street, was part of this plot to bomb his home. So this is why I say the nation cannot be a race-first organization. How do you bomb black babies? They threw the bomb in his daughter's room. Is that race first? Because Malcolm dead, and after all that happened, Malcolm finally spoke up and said he couldn't respect Elijah Muhammad because he got all them girls pregnant and spoke out against that. And people say, well, he still shouldn't have went to the press. I agree, he shouldn't have went to the press, but how long are you going to keep attacking him, goddammit? He had to clap back. But there's no regard. If I speak against the messenger, people died. They got beat up. They got beat up. So now the assassination was there. The FBI understood something because while Malcolm was in Africa, Egypt, they poisoned him. They wanted him out of there because he was a real threat. Ain't no threat. You sell no bean pies and Muhammad speaks newspaper and you're drilling, but you don't fight back. When Malcolm started connecting with Africa, tapping into the resource Africa, now he was a serious threat. So they had to get him out there, but they said they didn't have to do it because they knew eventually the nation would want to do it. Once he spoke up, they said, hey, we ain't got to kill him no more. They'll do it. So the plot began. The FBI didn't see the nation is no threat because the nation says that we don't have to unite with Africa. God is going to kill the white man with a giant flying saucer. Flying saucer. That's a half mile by half mile with 1,500 bombing planes. That's going to destroy America. And Malcolm's process began to think, let's we unite and defend ourselves by any means necessary. Then the white man is going to continue to have his foot on our neck. So he united with Sekou Touré, united with Jomo Kenyatta, united with Kwame Nkrumah. That was dangerous. So as Malcolm came back the United States, the nations said they got to get him. So, after they bombed his home, he died February 21st. The assassination team came from Newark, New Jersey. The assassination team came from Newark, New Jersey, and it was one secretary named Brother Ben. It was another one, William Bradley and Talmadge there. They were in the squad of Linwood X, the lieutenant. So the Nation of Islam had rented out the Audubon Ballroom the week before to do a practice run. And as Malcolm spoke the week before, someone said, "Nigga, get your hand out of my pocket." They'd already rehearsed it. In fact, Elijah Muhammad gave the order to kill Malcolm. When he spoke in 1962 when he left, 1964, he said that he wanted to blast Malcolm off the planet, called him the chief hypocrite. In that FOI meeting before that, Elijah Muhammad Jr. got up and said, the red nigga don't want to give up the house. Go to his house, beat on the walls till the walls come tumbling down, cut his tongue out his mouth, give it to me, I'll stamp it and give it to Elijah Muhammad. So now in the Audubon Ballroom in front of his children, someone said, "Nigga, get your hand out of my pocket." And they took a sock and lit it on fire. And William Bradley, who was a squad leader in the mosque, an official in the mosque, walked up with a shotgun, a Higgins shotgun, and shot Malcolm and killed him. And Linwood X stood over Malcolm's body. He came in his FY uniform saying that he just came to see what Malcolm was talking about. Stood over his body, laughed as Malcolm died, lay dying on the ground. Louis Farrakhan was in Newark where the assassination team came from. Is that a coincidence? Let's talk about that. Here's a man that Malcolm helped raise. Louis Farrakhan didn't show no damn concern for Malcolm's kids to go and even ask them when, I'm sorry, Brother Judge, don't like me to say children, Malcolm's children, to say, "Y'all all right?" You hear him sitting behind Elijah Muhammad, brown nosing and kissing behind. "Yes, sir, dear apostle. Yes, dear apostle." Screaming at the top of his damn lungs, brown nosing and kissing behind. Elijah Muhammad was smart because he knew that Farrakhan was close with Malcolm. He wanted to get Farrakhan's hands dirty. So he went to the mosque in Newark to give a lecture that day, waiting on the news for Malcolm to get killed. He knew what was going to happen. So Brother Malcolm, gone, gunned down in front of his family. Harlem loved our brother. It was a tragedy, and it's sad because we've gotten away from what Marcus Garvey taught us: race first. Race first has to be the answer. When you have race first, one second, make sure I covered all my things while I'm beginning to conclude now. One second. Okay. When you have race first, we don't accept religious dictatorships. The religious dictator got to follow rules like everybody else. Our funds have to be accounted for in a race first nation. You think about it. Black people got on the soul bean pies. Black people got on the soul, Muhammad Speaks newspapers. And where did all the money go? You see today, Farrakhan spoke at the Million Man March. They know how to raise money. They said, "Who can give $10,000?" They clapping. "Yes, sir, $10,000. Celebrities gave thousands and thousands of dollars, and yet we had no grocery stores. We ain't got no after-school programs here in Chicago for our children. But you see Farrakhan driving nice Mercedes-Benz and Rolls Royces, wearing $5,000 Italian-made suits. in a race, when we become race first, our council oversees our spending. We have been took advantage too long by religious dictators. You know, they're brilliant. Look at Dr. York. Brilliant brother. But look at what happened with that. All the land they bought out there in Eaton, Georgia is gone. Yahweh ben Yahweh, same thing. So this is why I'm saying to you, race first has to dictate our agenda if we're going to move forward. So I close by saying, let us come back to Garvey. This is no hatred towards the nation, but it's the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We must return back to race first. We got to separate from this no good white man. Speaking Arabic is not going to free you, brothers and sisters. Speaking Hebrew is not going to free you. The only thing that's going to free us is ourselves. And they say what? The Lord helps those who help themselves. So I thank you so much as I close by saying, let us fight. One village, one family, one nation. One God, one aim, one destiny. Africa for the Africans. Thank you very much.